And welcome to Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, where we're masked up both on and off the field. The Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials are making their home opener this week against the Muhlenberg Mules. The Colonials lost a 44 to nothing matchup against Wyomissing High School last week. The offense looked stagnant, but the defense was able to hold their ground against some very talented Wyomissing players. Muhlenberg comes in this matchup 0-3 this year and coming off a 51 to nothing loss against Exeter High School. Some things I want to look out this week here for the Colonials is how the offense and special teams will bounce back from last week. Special teams really hurt them as they set up the offense with terrible field position, same with the defense. Out in the field, the cheerleaders all masked up. No matter what the outcome of this game is here, the players are just very ecstatic to be able to come back out in the field. In August, these players weren't sure on whether or not they were getting their season. It's nice to see that they are finally able to come out here today. Some notable injuries is Tommy Hannon, the sophomore. He had some carries last week and some carries in his freshman year last season. Also is a huge difference maker on defense with his 8 tackles that he made last year. Also out on the defensive side is senior Hunter Masters. Hunter looks to get back out there next week. Today for our national anthem, we have the Plymouth Whitemarsh High School band performing. As long as the cheerleaders are out there still trying their best to stay socially distant, but they are also masked up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Plymouth Whitemarsh would like to welcome you to this evening's non-league contestant between the Colonials of Plymouth Whitemarsh High School and the Mules of Muhlenberg High School. The PWHS is interested in promoting good sportsmanship on the part of coaches, players, and spectators at this evening's contest. As a PWHS member school, we firmly believe that the outcome of this contest should be determined by the quality of play on the field and by the positive support of the spectators. The principals and athletic directors of the competing schools support this concept. We have the potential for a great contest this evening. Let's make it happen with your positive support. Here are the captains for tonight's contest. For Muhlenberg, number 9, Sean Shucker, and number 18, Brody Fasten. For Plymouth Whitemarsh, we have Jack Hildebrand, Dylan Duran, Nate Kern, and Danny Hannon. Muhlenberg won the toss and have elected to receive the ball. Here come your Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials. At this time, we ask that you stand, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we pay honor to America with the playing of our national anthem by this evening, the Marching Colonials.
You can see as the Colonials ran out on the field there's plenty of energy with this team today. They are very amped up to play this and look to get their season back on track this week. They know how it feels to have everything taken away, so for the Colonials, they have to play like this will be their last game, because in this day and age, you never know when it will be your last game. The kick is up. Fielded here at the 25-yard line, brought up past the 30. Sneaks inside the 40. McGuire almost gets some action here, as this is great starting field position for Muhlenberg. Starting here at their own 45-yard line. This Muhlenberg offense hasn't exactly been able to get this offense firing in all cylinders yet, but it's still earlier in the season for them. There's still plenty of time to turn things around today. Starting here at quarterback is number 15, Cooper Mackey, a sophomore. So they run this play to the outside and they get stopped at the Colonials at their own 40-yard line. Great play there for the Colonials, causing a loss in 5, setting up a 2nd and 15 here. The Colonials had to make a lot of changes here on defense this week with the loss of Tommy Hannon. His older brother, Danny, who was named captain out there, is still out there this week, fortunately. Mackey takes the snap, hands it off, runs to the outside, to past the 45-yard line, down at the 48-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 7 here for the Mules. The Colonials' defense is swarming right now. They had a tough matchup last week against a Wyomissing 4-star recruit fullback. Seemed like they could just get 5 yards whenever they desired there on the offensive side of the ball. Definitely 4-down territory here for the Mules. McKee drops back to the pass, and he scrambles up past the 50-yard line, and looks like he's going to get that 1st down there. See where they mark this. Looks like they're moving the chains here, and they're calling it a 1st down for the Mules. 8-yard gainer there for McKee. It's 1st and 10 here from the Colonials 45. First play in opponent's territory for the Mules. Takes the snap, hands it off, bounces it out to the left side, and they are swarmed for another loss. Great play there by senior Jack Hildebrand. Sets up a 2nd and 11 opportunity here for the Mules. Colonials' defense is looking very strong here. They're backed up against the wall with bad field position. Looking to play strong here. McKee hands this one off. Bounces it out to the outside. At running back there, Alex McGeary hasn't been able to get much going here so far. Sets up a 3rd and 9 here for the Mules. Still in 4-down territory. This Mules team is still very young here, as we see their skill position players in Cooper and McGeary, only sophomores and juniors. As Cooper drops back on the play action. Pressure there got to him. Great play there by Dylan Duran, forcing the pressure here. Bringing on the punt team here for the Mules. I was able to talk to Dylan Duran this week, and he said some of their emphasis on defense was getting pressure to the quarterback, something that they did not do last week. That Wyoming missing team was able to sit back and just dot up the Colonial secondary at ease. Oh, punt nearly blocked there as it is skied. Takes a nice bounce at the 25-yard line. It looks like this is going to roll all the way inside the Colonials 10. Great punt there by number 63, Matt Hauntick. I was able to watch him in warm-ups, and he was really skying that ball up there. And I know here playing under these lights, it's going to definitely be hard to track. Looks like they're going to rule that punt as 40 yards. Colonial offense takes their first plays of the game from their own 8-yard line. The snap, and he hands it off inside. Looks like that's just going to get swallowed up here near the 10-yard line. One of the biggest differences here between the Colonials of last season and the Colonials this season was definitely all the skill position players they lost. I was able to chat with Brian Dresden just before this game, and I was telling him about last week's 73-yard offensive performance. That just happened to be worse than every one of Brian Dresden's single-game rushing. McLaughlin takes the snap, takes it to the outside, breaks loose, breaks a couple tackles, brings it past the Mules' 20-yard line. Picks up a Colonials first down. You see Chris here following in Larry's footsteps, taking over the duty behind center. So he also does it there with the legs after he pulls back the snap. McLaughlin, a junior, officially listed here as running back linebacker, but we do see him playing some quarterback today. McLaughlin takes the snap, and the ball's out. Ball's loose, and it looks like it's recovered by the Mules.
Muhlenberg recovered the fumble and will take over at the 32-yard.
Looks like there was just a bobbled handoff, setting up the Mules with great field position once again. So something very similar as we were seeing last week here with the opponent having great field position to start all their drives. Defense barely got time to rest there too, as they only saw 3 plays from the sideline. Cooper takes the snap, keeps it to the right side as he gets swallowed up just behind the line of scrimmage.
Cooper, 2 yards.
Looks like they're going to officially rule that a gain of 2, setting up a 2nd and 8. It's 7 minutes and 45 seconds here left in the first quarter as the Colonials are making some defensive substitutions. Running back Aaron Schuker lines up next to Cooper in the backfield. Junior coming in at 5'10". Cooper drops back to pass, finds a wide open man across the middle. Looks like he's going to get tackled just inside the goal line. He's going to be ruled just short. That reception there made by number 18, Brody Faison. Tackle there was made by number 41, Phil Taramina. Not Phil's usual number, but it seems like they're having some jersey issues this week. Setting up a 1st and goal opportunity here for the Mules at the Colonials' 1-yard line. Looks like that play is just going to get swallowed up here at the line of scrimmage. And be 2nd and goal from the Colonials' 2-yard line here. The 3rd tackle for loss made here by the Colonials defense. They're swarming. Another point of emphasis that I was able to discuss with Duran about was how the defense wanted to fill gaps. This Muhlenberg team was very focused on the inside run. If the Colonials were able to fill those gaps, they would be able to stop them at the line of scrimmage like we've been seeing. Cooper takes the snap. Scrambles out to the right side. Looks like he's going to get swallowed up by some more Colonials defenders, setting up a 3rd and goal. Great play there defensively, not letting him cut back to the middle of the field and put that in the end zone. Setting up a 3rd and goal. Mules making some substitutions here as the Colonials' goal line defense is staying strong right here. We've seen Cooper here with 3 rush attempts already in this game, only tallying 10 total yards. Two wide receivers lined up out wide. Cooper takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks out to the right, and finds a wide open Mule in for the score. Touchdown, Muhlenberg. That was just a beautifully drawn up play call there, being able to bait the outside linebackers towards the middle of the field with the play fake, finding the wide open receiver here, Brad Coley, the junior tight end. Colonials defense is doing all they can out there, but when they're set up with the field position that they've been dealt with, it's putting a hard time on them. As kicker Trace Goodman lines up for the PAT. Is up, and it is good. 7-0 lead for Muhlenberg here. 5:21 left here in the first quarter. Colonials look to make some adjustments here before sending the offense back out there in the field. We did see a lot of success out there, though. We're able to pick up a 1st down, putting the ball in McLaughlin's hands. I guess that's pretty much showing some flashes of last year's offensive system. There's still a solid O-line coming in here this year with some key players returning. Dylan Durant at tight end, who does a lot in the blocking game. Luke Joseph, Dan Cayley, all very influential players on the offensive side of the ball. Joey Troilo, another offensive lineman who we've heard a lot of good praise about this year. See if the Colonials can turn around. So they got quarterback Chris McLaughlin, running back Zion East, sent out back to field this kick. Kicker Trace Goodman comes back out on the field to do the kickoff duties after the PAT attempt. I think the Colonials defense just have to stick to what they've been doing. It's unfortunate there, but it's definitely hard to defend your own side here. A lot of these kids not getting a ton of rest after just being out there on the field. Only 3 offensive plays in between the time where they went out there. And the kick is away. Fielded by East, his own 7-yard line. Brings it up past the 30, breaks the tackle, breaks it to the outside, past the 50. One man to beat, he cuts it back to the middle of the field. Starting ball at the Mules 38-yard line. Looks like the Colonials here can finally take advantage of the field position battle with an excellent return there by East, who's just able to bring it to the outside there, make a couple men miss. East, he's running with so much force and so much power that arm tackle attempt that we just saw, that's not going to do the job. Definitely need more power. Got to get in front of him, stop the momentum here. His first snap here taken from the Mules 37-yard line. We see that little fake snap there ran by the Colonials, try to assess here what their opponent's defense is setting up. Something that we saw plenty of times last year. You got Coach Chang leading the coaching staff here, making any necessary adjustments. And it looks like we're going to have a flag out here on the field. Play clock reached 0. Delay game setting up a 1st and 15 here for the Colonials.
Delay of game.
Definitely a bad mental mistake here for the Colonials to start this possession. Still starting this drive, though, at the Mules' 42-yard line. First penalty of the game for either side. Lining up in a tight formation. McLaughlin fakes the snap, keeps it for himself, breaks it up the middle, breaks it out to the right, and he's down inside the 10-yard line of the Mules. Explosive play there from McLaughlin. The gain of 30. Setting up a first and goal opportunity here for the Colonials. Great run there by the quarterback. Really been able to take over this offense so far, accounting for a vast majority of the yards. So he's going to take the snap again. Colonials are going to run it up the middle here, get it to the Mules 4. They've claimed to pick up the ball. McLaughlin's already got 43 rushing yards so far. It was a great start from the Colonials after what we saw last week. McLaughlin under center. East motions out wide. McLaughlin takes a snap, powers it up the middle, and for a Colonial score. QB keeper there by McLaughlin puts it in the end zone. Great play design there, putting the Colonials on the board for their first points of the season. Chris McLaughlin, Zion East there. Zion taking a bulk of the yards there on the kick return. McLaughlin able to do a lot of the duties there on the ground. McLaughlin holding here from the McGuire PAT attempt. Bob McGuire's kick is up, and it is good. Makes his first career football kick attempt in any level. Bobby McGuire there for the PAT attempt.
Bobby McGuire kicks the extra point. Score is now 7-7.
He always experiments with field goal kickings in his summers in Ocean City. I don't think he ever expected to be out here. But after splitting ways with the soccer team at PW, he decided to join the Colonials here once starter Zach Lefkowitz went out. Great possession there for the Colonials. Really taking the momentum back in this game. We saw the 55-yard return by Zion East, led by the 30-yard carry by Chris McLaughlin. Really got the offense going there. So McLaughlin's, as the Colonials kickoff team heads out there.
Survey is the kicker.
Kick here. Fielded by the Mules at their own 10-yard line. Brought out to the right side, past the 20. Up near the 30-yard line as a flag's thrown out in the play. Looks like the ball is going to be out down near the 35-yard line, pending the penalty here. Looks like they're going to rule this here against the Colonials. Second penalty of the game for them. The Mules are going to take some field advantage once again. Take advantage of good field position, starting this possession from their own 42-yard line. Showing great support here on social media as Brian Dresden is here in the live stream. A lot of these former players not able to get to the game today due to the restrictions here placed by the state. And the Colonials not giving out tickets here at will. No, each player gets 2 tickets to distribute as they like. Apparently Brian Dresden's here and nobody's top 2 favorite players. My respective favorite PW football alumni. Mules here starting this drive from their own 45-yard line. So that play is getting swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. That Colonials front has been doing their job at filling those gaps and not letting any of those inside run plays manifest to anything. Just under 4 minutes remaining here in this first quarter here at Plymouth Whitemarsh. Cooper takes the snap, fakes it, throws it out wide, and a great tackle there made by Chris McLaughlin. What a play. It's the 4th tackle for loss here by the Colonials to this point. It's like he was just waiting for that play there. He saw that play lining up. Tackle there made on Brody Fasten, his 2nd catch of the game. Cooper drops back to throw again. The pressure gets the outside. And what a play is there made by senior Dylan Duran. Kept that contained there on the outside and did not let Cooper get to the outside. Duran with such great strength and speed doesn't let him get to the outside. What a great play there made by number 84. His first sack of the season. Duran was 2nd in the team with 2.5 sacks last season. Makes a play here in this game. The Colonials keep pressuring Cooper back there, something that they were unable to do last week. So this sets up a long 4th and 24 attempt here. So they're going to punt this one away. And looks like this punt's going to be downed at the Colonials' 38-yard line. Great defensive possession there. Colonials holding all the momentum right now after that 3-and-out after the score. Two minutes, 11 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Colonials 1st and 10 attempt here. This defensive front is putting this Muhlenberg offense into throwing situations which they're not ready for, as the pressure just keeps coming. McLaughlin takes the snap, hands it off inside. It's going to be a Colonials 1st down. Kern with the 10-yarder. Nate Kern last week was dealing with a lot of cramp and ankle issues, and it's good to see him out there fully healthy. So McLaughlin pitches this one outside the East. East breaks through a couple defenders. East brings it down at the Mules' 32-yard line. This Colonials offense is clicking right now. It's their 5th first down so far in this first quarter. Definitely something that we weren't seeing last week. The Colonials are moving the ball with will right now. Zion East there with the 25-yard run there on the pitch. McLaughlin, low snap, fumbles the snap, rolls out to the left side, and he's going to get brought down here at the Mules' 36-yard line. It's the first play for loss that we've seen so far by this Colonials offense. Sets up a 2nd and 15 here. Oh, a lot of movement up front. Looks like the Colonials were able to get the Mules there with the hard count. First penalty against them today.
Offsides on the defense.
Turns to 2nd and 15 attempt in the 2nd and 10. Colonials assessing the opponent's defense here. McLaughlin hands it up the middle to Kern. Kern breaks through a couple tackles, brings it inside the Mules 20-yard line. Another big gain there for the Colonials. Kern, 20-yard run. Colonials offense is driving right now here. They pitch it to the outside. You see a cutback towards the middle. Looks like they're going to roll him in for another Colonials touchdown. This offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. Colonials take the 13-7 lead here with just a minute left in this first quarter. McGuire lines up. Savay. So that PAT attempt will be good. Colonials up 14-7 here in the first quarter. Consecutive touchdowns here for the Colonials, really putting those momentum in front. Its Colonials skill position players here were very inexperienced, as we saw only one returning Colonial with the catch from last season, only 2 returning Colonials with sacks, and only 2 returning Colonials had scores from last season. This Colonials team came in very experienced this week, especially with the lack of preparation, but looks like they're able to get their offense clicking right now. PA Prep Slide had this set up as a very low-scoring game. That just does not appear to be the case right now. There are 21 points scored in this first quarter. Colonials line up for the kickoff with all the momentum. See if they can change the tale about this field position story. The kick is up and away. Field here at their own 14-yard line. Kicks it out to the right. Looks like he's going to be brought down at the 34-yard line. Most favorable starting field position that we've seen so far here for the Colonials. Mules are setting up here for what could be their potential last play of the quarter. So now 3 receivers out wide. Cooper takes the snap. Looks like he's going to keep it himself. Take that for approximately a gain of 1, as that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Thank you to all of those of you who are supporting at home. Love the support here. I know all these players out in the field can't see you guys supporting, but they definitely know that you guys are there in support. I want to thank you on our end from CITV for being a great viewers for us. So we're going to send things over to a quick break and bring it back here at the start of the second quarter. Colonial has been doing a great job forcing negative yard plays. Fifth tackle for loss here, just over 12 minutes into this game. As Cooper fakes the handoff, it's like he's going to get brought down at their own 31-yard line.
To the right for a gain of 4 yards. 4th down.
Long 4th down here. This looks like they're going to send the punting team back out there on the field.
This kid had a couple booming punts in the pregame.
Yeah, I know. I was watching. And they were high.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a flag out there on the field. As we see the mule running on the back off the field. Looking at too many men on the field here.
Too many men on the field. Offense.
Second penalty on the play. Second penalty for the game against the Mules. 2 penalties on each side. Zion East set up at the 35-yard line now. It's punter number 63, Matt Hauntick, setting some boomers there in pregame as we see another one there. East fields it there at the Colonials' 36-yard line as he has to fall down onto the punt.
PW will take over at the
Great punt there
36-yard line.
on the Mules side. Colonials setting up shop here at their own 36-yard line. Looking to keep the touchdown streak alive. Ten minutes and 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Looks like there's some miscommunication here on the Colonials offense. They hand it back up the middle to Kern. So looks like Kern loses the ball here.
Nick Kern up the middle for a gain of 7.
So it goes picked up here by Colonial. Kern's third carry of the game. This one going for 7 yards. Bringing him up to 38 yards total on the game. Which exceeds his total of 19 from last game, where he's just averaged 3.2 yards per carry last week. He's getting off to a much better start this week, averaging nearly 13 yards a carry. Five seconds left on the play clock. East motions out to the left as McLaughlin keeps this. Brings it down near the Colonials' 45-yard line. Looks like it's going to set up 3rd and inches. Up, and there appears to be a downed mule. Last week's matchup against Wyomissing, which occurred at 2 o'clock p.m. in the middle of the day. Temperatures creeped up over 85 degrees. A lot of the Colonials were dehydrated and cramping up. Today's matchup here, we're currently sitting at 62 degrees. Looks like the Colonials are a lot more hydrated this time around. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in here in this first half. East moves out to the left as McLaughlin takes the snap to the left side again. Looks like he gets grabbed from behind, but that doesn't stop McLaughlin as he moves to the right side of the field, inside the 20-yard line, inside the 10. And they're going to call him just short of the end zone. What a run there by McLaughlin. Gain of 59 on that play.
McLaughlin rushes to the left for a gain of 44 yards.
Dude, he got tackled by 61.
That kid was moving, right? What was that?
What a run there by McLaughlin as this Colonials no-huddle offense lines up here for their next snap.
Could have just had 10 seconds off that clock. Like, go get on that box, baby.
McLaughlin under center again. Hands it up the middle. As I say, the Colonials are in for another score, bringing the score up 20-0. It's a third different touchdown. Third touchdown scored today by the Colonials by the third different player. That one there by junior Nate Kern. So far in this game, Chris McLaughlin has already well over 100 yards. 20-7 here for the Colonials with 8:52 left in the second quarter. The PAT attempt is good.
Extra point attempt from Survey School is good.
Low kick there. No one able to get a hand on it from here from the other side.
First half rushing record here was 163. I just looked it up.
McLaughlin slowly creeping up here on this all-time Colonials first half rushing record. No, Brian Dresden is sweating over there. McLaughlin's already got 157 rush yards so far.
He got tackled by 61.
And then provide your email address.
Credit to Anthony Little there making the tackle from behind on Chris McLaughlin, the 6'2", 205-pound offensive lineman.
I like that.
I'll tell Chris that myself after this game.
Hey, this is streaming for the Muhlenberg folks, don't forget, man. So you guys give him a little credit.
It was a great hustle play on his part. He didn't give up on the play, got him down inside the 2-yard line. As McGuire lines up here for the kickoff attempt. So he's doing the kickoff duties. Kick fielded here inside the Mules 25-yard line. Breaks down to their 40-yard line. That return there by number 11, Cody Zur, the junior wide receiver. The Mules are going to set up shop here at their own 40-yard line. Colonials with 21 unanswered points here following the initial Muhlenberg touchdown. Have all the momentum right now. Two seconds left here on the play clock, and looks like they're going to have to call a timeout. First timeout of the game here is going to be used by the Mules. My chat here with some of these offensive players coming into this game was just that the Colonials were going to look to ground and pound this game, kind of get back to their roots last year. They were not very successful in the air last year, just going last week, just going 1 for 7 with an interception. So with some changes under center, the Colonials are looking to ground and pound a little bit more this week, and it's paying off with 21 points scored already in the first 16 minutes of this game. Mules have to burn their first time out. They looked all sorts of out of whack there on that play. They head back out here onto the field. Cooper lines up here in shotgun. Looks like Cooper's going to keep that one himself, bounce it outside to the left, get brought down here around the 40-yard line.
3 yards. Second down.
Mules offense have really been held in sync here ever since their second drive of the game, which resulted in a 35-yard touchdown drive. Colonials are doing a great job here preventing the Mules from picking up first downs, as they only got 3 so far in this game. They take this snap here, 2nd and 7 from their own 41-yard line. Cooper hands it off to McGeary as he's going to get brought down here for a loss. Great play there by the Colonials defense.
McGeary to the right.
Looks like it was Chris McLaughlin getting in there first. Durant came back and followed. Last season, we were able to see Durant rack up 26 tackles, which was the second most for the Colonials defense last year. As Cooper drops back, runs out to the left, gets grabbed there a little bit, still breaks forward. Big hit there. Going to be around the first down marker, the Mules' 48-yard line.
Makai Cooper to the left for a gain of 9 yards. 4th down.
Looks like they're going to call him 4th and front here. Mules taking this snap here from their own territory. Could be one of those make or break plays that we're seeing here early in this game. The Mules have relied so heavily on their inside run. Colonials really got focused on filling their necessary gaps here. One deep safety over the top. They hand it off to McGeary inside, and he's going to get swallowed up. Another tackle for loss here for the Colonials. Their offense is going to take over in Mules territory. Great play there by the defense, setting up the Colonials with great field position with just over 6 minutes left here in this first half. It's going to be the Colonials' 6th tackle for loss that we've seen so far. The Colonials haven't had an abundance of plays in the opponent's territory. They've only had 7. But they've really been able to capitalize on all of them, scoring 3 of those. So McLaughlin takes the snap, shuffles out to the right. Looks like he's going to be ruled down just around the line of scrimmage. Gain of 0. Looks like that one's going to finally keep the average in check. Though he's still averaging over 20 yards per carry early in this game. Haven't seen a pass attempt here from the Colonials, but with them ahead like this, there's no need to whatsoever. McLaughlin hands it off to Kern up the middle. He breaks through the middle. Looks like he's going to get tackled from behind there by number 11. Cody Zur. Great run there by Nate Kern. Going to be a gain of over 20. Kern with 50 yards in this game already. The Colonials are just ground and pounding all throughout this game so far. Over 200 rushing yards in total for the Colonials. Still 5 minutes left in the second quarter. As Chris McLaughlin fakes the pitch to the left side. tosses it up, and that pass is going to be incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Colonials second
Looks like he
down.
was aiming for Kern there. McLaughlin's first pass attempt here in his high school career. Gonna need about 70 more to pass his older brother. 10 seconds here left on the play clock. Let's play from the Mules 26-yard line. 2nd and 10. It's McLaughlin. Keeps to the left side, cuts back towards the middle, cuts through a few defenders, and he's going to get brought down there at the 1-yard line. Brought down there by number 18, Brody Faison.
4 yards, PW, first down.
We've seen that exact same play ran about 5 different times by the Colonials, where McLaughlin's taking that run out to the left side and cuts back towards the middle, breaks it off for another huge gainer, breaks the former record of most rush yards in the first quarter with that big gainer there. And that pitch is going to be fumbled there by East. So you're going to throw a flag down on the play as well. They're going to pick up that penalty flag.
Flag on the play.
Colonials running their 10th play in their opponent's territory so far. That run by McLaughlin just so happened to be the 7th first down there picked up by the Colonials. McLaughlin keeps the snap, pitches it backwards. That carry there by number 4, the sophomore Aiden O'Brien. His first touch of the season.
Gain of 5 yards. Third down.
A lot of players on this Colonials team was giving high praise to O'Brien's football IQ. He's not the biggest or strongest player out there, but he says that he can easily make it up with his intelligence.
Offense.
So there's going to be a flag on the play here against the Colonials.
Repeat second down.
Just over 4 minutes left here. Colonials assessing the defense of the Mules. Play clock's clicking under 10 seconds. McLaughlin taking the 2nd and 15. Hands it up the middle to Kern. And Kern's going to stay up. Run right up the middle of the field for the 15-yard score here for the Colonials. There was just some power running there by Nate Kern. The junior is such a great combination of both power and speed. So much force coming down there at the middle of the field for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Another great possession there by the Colonials. Kern's already surpassed 65 yards on this game today. Almost as much as the Colonials had the entire week last week. Save's PAT attempt is good. He's 4 for 4 on the day. The Colonials extend their lead to 28-7, rattling off 28 consecutive unanswered points. Just 3 minutes and 45 seconds left here in this first half. Mules need a score very badly here. Brian Dresden is absolutely heartbroken right now to hear that his single half rushing yard record is broken. Sorry, Brian. Brian just graduated from PW this year and is now continuing his football career at Ursinus. It's McGuire's lining up for another kickoff attempt here. McGuire sends us back to the middle of the field. Mules field at their own 20-yard line. A great play there made by the Colonials, pinning the Mules at their own 26-yard line. The worst starting field position the Mules have had so far.
25, first down.
That tackle there made by number 6, Damian Cassidy. He's getting a bunch of love there on the sideline. 3:37 left in this first half. Definitely anticipate a lot of passing attempts here for Cooper. Running back Aaron Shucker lines up next to him. 3 receivers lined up out wide. Cooper's going to keep this carry. Initially goes to the left, cuts it back towards the middle. It's going to go down as a gain of 1. This Mules offense has been completely stagnant here after that touchdown drive. 28 answered from the Colonials as they hold all their momentum right now. Under 3 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Cooper drops back, finds a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. Like that catch was made there by number 5, Jaden Brown, his first catch of the game. Running that very effective slant route there when he was lined up in the slot. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Not a ton of urgency here by this Mules offense. 20 seconds here remaining on the play clock. Cooper lined up in the shotgun. 4 receivers lined up out wide. So he's going to take that swing pass out to Shucker. Looks like that's going to be picked up as a gain of 2. Back-to-back completions here for Cooper. The clock's clicking under 2 minutes here. There is no 2-minute warning here for the high school football. Cooper fakes a snap, rolls out to the left. He's not going to be able to turn the corner there as he's brought down at the Mules 42-yard line. Sets up a 3rd and 6 attempt here. Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Colonials still got all 3 timeouts left in case they want to try to stop this and get really aggressive, drive back down the field. Cooper drops back, looks to the left, fires. So that pass is going to get broken up there. Nate Kern doing it there on every asset of this game. Running, making tackles for loss, breaking up passes now. So it looks like the punt crew will come back out in the field with 56 seconds left. East lining up at the Colonials' 30-yard line. Takes a few steps back now to the 23. Calls for a fair catch. And it looks like that's going to be down there at the 24-yard line. Colonials still got 3 timeouts left, 48 seconds. Want to see how Coach Shang is going to play this one out. I see how the rushing game is working very well for them. Our offensive line is setting up great blocks, letting the backs do their thing. I expect to see them push this one on the ground here. McLaughlin lined up under center. Scanapico lined up out wide to the left. Man in motion to the left. McLaughlin keeps. Turns the corner to the left side. Looks like he's going to get brought down at the Colonials 36-yard line. So there's a down mule here.
First down. Timeout on the field called by the Colonials.
Jack, did you decide where you're going next year yet?
All right, the Colonials still with possession here with 42 seconds left. Currently have their ball at their own 36-yard line. McLaughlin with that 11-yard gainer brings his total yard total up to 193 so far today. Also doing this on only 10 carries. Astonishing average so far for the junior. McLaughlin drops back, finds Duran wide open. Duran with the reception, past the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and that's a stiller for Dylan Duran. Second catch of his high school career, first touchdown, and that is a big one right there, folks. 64-yard catch for the score for Dylan Duran. Had a discussion with Duran a few weeks back, and he was really excited after practice, and I asked him what was he so excited about. He was telling me about this play where they drew up specifically, where every Colonial was blocking, and he was the only man that was going to run out in the route. He didn't expect the play to be called, but he came in ready for that play. So the Colonials strike with just 20 seconds left here in the first half. What a play call there by the Colonials, and what a catch by Duran. The Colonials take a 34-7 lead. Looks like there's a botched snap here, or fake attempt. So the Colonials are going to have to settle there with 34.
Point after attempt, no good. Scores 34-7 Colonials.
34 unanswered for the Colonials. Just 20 seconds remaining here in this first half.
Go for 2 next time.
Great play call there by Coach Dan Chang. Colonials really able to crush the Mules' hopes here just with the end of this first half. They're going to take all this momentum back in the locker room. Duran is the only player on this Colonials roster who called a pass last year. It's a 27-yarder. Remember, it was yesterday. He was also targeted a few times in his sophomore year, but he was unable to actually haul one in. This play here is career long. Can't wait to see that one on Huddle. Colonials here had under all these returning Colonials had under 300 all-purpose yards last season alone. They've crushed that here in this first quarter alone. McGuire's kick, he skies it. As it bounces inside the Mules' 30-yard line as they have to dive on it just to maintain possession. Great kick by McGuire, not allowing any sort of return here for the Mules. Just 17 seconds left here in this first half. Mules still with 2 timeouts left here in the first half. See if they want to take any deep shots here. Cooper is just going to hand it off on the inside. Number 7 there, the running back, Alex McGeary, bottled it up there. Looks like they're going to let this clock run all the way out. And that's going to be it for this first half here from Plymouth Whitemarsh. We saw the Mules be able to strike early with great field position to start the game 7-0. The Colonials fumbled in their first possession, but ever since that possession, they've scored in 5 consecutive drives, 5 straight touchdowns after that first drive. I mean, we see split kicking duties here. I'm curious who they're going to pull out for punter. The Colonials haven't even had the punt yet so far to start this game. We're going to send things to a quick commercial break and see you guys here at the start of the second half. All right, and we are back here for the start of the second half at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Both their teams had their socially distant outside halftime gathering. No use of locker rooms today. The Colonials are going to field this second half kickoff. I think the storyline of that first half was this offense there for the Colonials. After getting off to a slow start, not scoring here to start the game for them, they went off, scored 300. They had 344 total yards and 34 points. Just a second kickoff here for the Mules. Last kickoff, Zion East ran it back 55 yards and really got the momentum going for the Colonials. I mean, I don't know who you kick it to. Is it the guy that you ran it back 55 yards last time, or the one that's got 193 rush yards? Seems like pick your poison here for the Mules. They are going to kick it deep. It looks like they're just going to sail this through the back of the end zone. What a strong leg there. That kick by number 17, Trace Goodman, the senior. What a leg there. Setting up the Colonials with not great field position. I think McLaughlin only sees this as an opportunity to rack up more yards. Dresden was heartbroken here about his broken record, and he's going to bed for the night. He's afraid to see what happens to his total game record. McLaughlin taking the snap. Looks like he's going to hand it up the middle. It's going to be Kern who gets brought down after about a gain of 4. Kern is still having a very solid game on the ground so far. He's got 2 scores. 68 total rushing yards so far on only 8 attempts, averaging out to just over 8 yards per carry. As they feed him again as he takes this up to the left side. It's Duran there with the pancake after the play. Ran over the defender there as the Mules were looking for a flag. Powerful block there. Third and short here for the Colonials. So they're going to try to assess the defense here that's set up. 15 seconds left on the play clock. McLaughlin keeping the snap, running to the outside. A great fake on his part. Brings it up to the Colonials' 45-yard line. McLaughlin's back at it again. Running all over the place. Bringing him over 200 on the day. .209 yards total on the ground for McLaughlin, along with 64 in the air. 1 for 2 in his 2 attempts in the air. McLaughlin pitching it out to East. East gets out to the right side, turns the corner, breaks down into the Mules territory. It's going to get brought down at the 44-yard line. Gain of 11 there for East. He's got 2 carries for 31 yards. There's also that pitch that was botched. Took a loss of 10 there for Colonials. One of the very few plays that went for no gain. Colonials got 2 first downs on this drive so far, giving their total up to 12 for today. Really been driving ever since that fumble here that we saw early on. So quiet here. I think this is the first time here I ever heard the quarterback's cadences. As McLaughlin pitches it out to the outside. Going to be turned the corner there. Looks like that run there was by sophomore Aiden O'Brien. Picking up the gain of 20 there for the Colonials. It's his second touch of the game so far. It's been mildly effective, averaging over 12 yards per carry. Colonials running this play here from the Mules 26-yard line. 14th play running opponent's territory. Little trickery here as Zion East ends up taking the carry up the middle. Looks like they're going to call that a gain of 8. The crowd's getting very excited here over the cheerleaders' performance. Wearing pink in honor of breast cancer awareness tonight for them. Colonials, 2nd and 2 from the 20-yard line. McLaughlin rolls out to the right. Sees someone open in the end zone, throws that up, and they're ruling that incomplete. 2nd and 2 is that ideal time to take that shot play. You know, when you're in 4-down territory like that, you still got 2 more opportunities to score. Looks like we got a Colonial slow to get up there. Looking like number 11, Nick Scanapico, who's still going to be able to get up and walk off the field in his own power.
Incomplete pass to number 11, Nick Scanapico. 3rd down.
3rd and short here for the Colonials. This play clock hasn't started yet. It starts ticking down from 25 now. They take the handoff to the left side. There's Kern. He runs it inside the 5-yard line. Oh, looks like there's a ball out. And they're going to say that the Colonials are able to recover.
Nate Kern rushes to the left for a gain of 14 yards. 1st and goal.
Another powerful run there by Kern, picking up 14 for the Colonials, pushing them with goal to go from the 2-yard line. So McLaughlin pitches out to the right side to East, takes the pitch and runs it in the end zone for the 2-yard run there for East, putting the Colonials up 40-7. That is 40 unanswered points for the Colonials so far as East scores his first touchdown. Colonials offense clicking on all cylinders, looking to just keep the momentum going.
Extra point is good. Taken by
The extra point is good.
Colonials lead, 41.
Colonials go up 41-7, taking the 34-point lead. The running clock mercy rule does kick in with a 35-point lead.
Should go up for 2.
8:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. As this Colonials offense just continues to click. There's been 6 touchdowns scored in total for the Colonials. 5 of them coming from different players. McLaughlin with 1 on the ground, East with 1 on the ground, Duran with 1 in the air, Kern with 2 on the ground, and Winterbottom with 1 on the ground. Kickoff by McGuire. There's 2 Mules that try to field that one at their own 25-yard line as they're just going to take this up the middle. Looks like they're going to go down at their own 37-yard line. Colonials defense really clicking on offense, clicking on all cylinders just like the offense. The Colonials are doing great in all 3 facets of the game. As it felt like just last week, there's about 0 facets of the game. Last week there was a lot of issues with the punts and the snapping of the punts, but for this week, without really any punting going on, hasn't been any issues. As Cooper takes a snap, carries it out to the left side. Looks like he's going to get brought down for a gain of 5.
Cooper keeps it to the left for a gain of 5 yards, second down.
That last drive there for the Colonials went for 80 yards, which continues to pour it on, bringing it up to 424 yards in total so far. There appears to be some movement up front. So that false start penalty is going to move this back to a 2nd and 10.
False start offense.
It's going to be the 3rd penalty against the Mules, all occurring as pre-snap penalties. Cooper takes the snap, hands it up the middle. It's going to be great tackling there by the Colonials, swallowing that run up, not letting it go anywhere. Sets up a 3rd and 5 here. 3rd and 7 from the Mules, 38-yard line. Definitely 4-down territory at this point in the game. The Mules trailing by 34 points in the second half. Just 6 minutes to go left in this 3rd quarter. Oh, and that snap sails right by his head. He was not anticipating it. 4 Colonial defenders swarm over there, pick up the tackle for loss. I mean, it's Cooper is slow to get up. That just seems like a total miscommunication there between the center and the quarterback. He did not see that ball coming as they're bringing the punt team back out here on the field. Zion East back to field the punt. Lining up at the Colonials' 38-yard line. Colonials offense is heading back out there. 424 yards of total offense. That punt, it's going to have a little backspin on it. The Mules will down it exactly at the Colonials 40. As I was saying, the Colonials offense so far with 424 yards to this point. That is 6 times the amount of yards that they had last week against that Wyomissing defense. They had 73 total yards last week, and they have popped off for over 400 so far in just 2.5 quarters. Last week, they only had 4 yards in the air. Probably 8 times more this week with that 64-yard bomb to Duran. 69 rush yards last week compared to the 360 this week. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here. It's going behind center is number 4, Aiden O'Brien, playing some quarterback now. Looks like Brian Dresden's going to luck out as his rushing record will survive another day. O'Brien hands it up the middle. The Colonial gets ripped down from behind. On that carry there was number 38, Gregory Feinberg. Just over 4 minutes left in this game. Colonials taking this play from their own 41-yard line. Man-and-mo shot to the left. O'Brien fakes the pitch, scrambles out to the right, shakes off a sack attempt, And he's going to take off for this. And looks like he's going to pick up that first down there as a flag comes in late after the play as O'Brien was hit out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of 15 there on the ground for O'Brien, bringing his total yards to 40 on the game. Great offensive performance here so far by the sophomore, pending this penalty call here. See what the penalty call is here. Looks like they're going to call it holding against the Colonials.
Holding on the
It's going to bring back that 15-yard gain there.
Personal foul on the defense, is that what it was? No, it was a block in the back on the offense and then a personal foul and sportsmanlike on the defense.
personal foul on the defense.
So what did it go back 10 and then go 15, right?
One was a dead ball, one was a live ball.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a first down.
Looks like that they were bringing the play back for the Colonials, blocking the back penalty, and moving it forward for the dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct against Muhlenberg.
First down, Colonials.
All in all, it's going to result in a first down for the Colonials, even after the 15-yard rush is wiped off the books. So looking to assess the defense here. Four minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter. The Colonials have a sturdy 41-7 lead. Colonials just running up the middle there for a gain of 3. Setting up second down and 7. Colonials lining up in the same tight formation that we've been seeing this entire game. So they're going to bounce this run to the outside here. It's going to get swallowed up for a loss. And looks like there's going to be a dead ball foul here against number 6. Yep, they're going to call that personal foul there against number 6, Anthony Buitrago, the junior defensive back. It's going to be the second penalty against the Mules here on this drive. Both of them personal fouls. It's giving the Colonials 30 yards right there.
Personal foul on the defense. First down, Colonials.
Running this next play here from the Mules 35-yard line. They're going to hand this ball up the middle. They're going to shake and bake a few defenders here. It's going to get tackled there near the 15-yard line.
Carried by number 20, Keith Gallagher, up the middle for a gain of 20.
Junior Keith Gallagher there breaks off for a 20-yard gain. This Colonial offense just continues to drive, run off some clock here. Brian takes a snap to the inside to Gallagher. Sees he's going to get swarmed after a gain of 1.
Keith Gallagher up the middle for a gain of 1 yard. Second down.
Second and 9 here for the Colonials. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Be running this next play from the Mules 14-yard line. Colonials racked up their 16th first down of the game there on that previous run by Gallagher. Few of those caused by penalties. So they're going to pitch this outside. Going to turn a corner. And they're going to add another first down for the Colonials. That run there by Walter Hartnett. Walter Hartnett, the freshman there on that carry. A lot of these young guys getting more exposure. Correction, that run there by Dominic Konechka, the junior. Like they're going to, O'Brien's going to keep this, run out to the left side. It's another score for the Colonials, bring that tally up to 47-7. The 7th touchdown score by the Colonials so far by the 6th different player.
Yeah, on the kickoff, once they kick off.
That's it, right? Unless there's an injury.
Timeout, injury.
Colonials with the commanding 47-7 lead pending the PAT attempt. As the running clock mercy rule. Oh, looks like that PAT attempt was tipped there.
That was pretty ugly.
Extra point attempted by Survey Sewell is no good.
Nice hustle attempt there.
Score remains 47-7 Colonials.
The Colonials up 40 points. The running clock mercy rule was now kick into effect. This clock will stop on injuries and scores only.
Dave's cold. Good job on that.
The Colonials there doing it on the ground like they have been all game. Looks like that they're going to be bringing their total yard count so far to this point up to 394 yards. Great aid there on the 2 unsportsmanlike penalties there. On the Mules accounted for 30 yards of that possession. Colonials kicking it off for their 8th time. Minute 44 remaining in this third quarter.
Hope you get your union rep up there. Make sure you get paid correctly.
McGuire sends his kick deep. Fielded by the Mules at the 17-yard line. It's kicked outside, and there is a great play made by the Colonials there. Beautiful tackle there.
Once he blows it in, Dave, you can start the clock.
Tackle there made by number 21.
Anyway, you should anyway.
Beautiful special teams play there. See the Colonials just continue putting it on all facets of the game. So Mules are going to have to start this drive here. Their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Three receivers lined out wide. Single back formation. Cooper takes a snap. Looks like he's going to power into the right. He's going to go down here at the 30-yard line after the gain of 5. As defensive X Factor, Joey Molinaro starting to take the field here for the Colonials. A PA Preps article here I read heading into the week. They had a close game. They predicted a 20-19 final score. Tough prediction. They highlighted Joey Molinaro here as a key X Factor on both sides of the ball. So they run out to the left side to number 7. That carry there by Alex McGeary. Really hasn't been able to get much going on the ground. Not much here on the offensive side has been going for the Mules the entire time. Setting up a 3rd and 5 here for the Mules. Taken from their own 30-yard line. Just 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Just 2 seconds left, and it looks like they're not going to get this play off. That's all we have for the third quarter. We're sending it to a quick break. Colonials up 47-7. Now we're going to send some things to a quick break. See you guys at the start of the fourth quarter. And welcome back to Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. So we kick things off for the start of the fourth quarter. The Colonials up by 40, so the mercy rule running clock will still be rolling here on every play that's not an injury or a score. Cooper fakes the handoff, scrambles out to the right. He's going to scramble for a first down, get out of bounds, round midfield. First down for the Mules. The Mules haven't been able to get more than 3 first downs on a single possession so far this game. The only score came when they had great field position here at the 35-yard line in the first quarter. This snap taking place at the Mules' own 42-yard line. Cooper takes snap, fakes the handoff, scrambles out to the left this time, spins through a defender, and looks like he's going to go down right around the line of scrimmage. You can see Connor Capizzi there is able to shed a defender, tackle down Cooper, down there for no gain. 2nd and 10, Mules. 10 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the game. Colonials still holding a commanding lead, 40 unanswered points. No loss in energy here so far for this Colonials defense. 11 guys out there ready to make a play. So they're going to hand this up the middle. Running back, Alex McGeary. Creating a 3rd and 8 opportunity here for the Mules, still on their side of the field. I haven't seen the Mules cross midfield in this half. Could break out of that slump right here. Cooper, another play action. His pressure is coming. Looks like he's going to outrun them all. Get to the left side. Shake off a few defenders as there's a big hit there on the sideline. And the flag comes out in the field. Looks like they're going to get him for the delayed hit there on the quarterback while he was heading towards the sideline. It was a big hit there on the by the defender, and it was a good hit. It just happened a little bit too late. That was a play in bounds. It'd be a great play on his part. Made a great play earlier in the game on special teams with a big hit on a kickoff attempt. It's going to be an automatic first down. So Mules can now take this next snap from the Colonials' 33-yard line. Under 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter. It's 15, takes a swing pass here. Cooper swing passes it out to Alex McGeary. Looking like no gain there on that play. Setting up a 2nd and 10. .7:20 left in the game. Cooper lined up back in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to McGeary, fires across the middle as that pass is going to be broken up by the Colonials. Great play there made by number 22, Dom Konechka, across the middle, breaking up that pass.
Incomplete pass to number 12, Brad Foley. 3rd down.
Sets up a 3rd and 10 opportunity here for the Mules at the Colonials' 33-yard line.
No, unfortunately, no.
All coffee. Soup? Blanket? Sweatshirt?
Yeah. Blanket. Sunwrap.
Heat warmers? I'm still gonna tell my wife it wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah, you can't have a...
It wasn't bad. They had their windows.
Cooper takes a snap, rolls out to the left. Just outruns a few Colonials defenders. Spins around. Gets brought down at the Colonials' 29-yard line. Setting up a 4th down here.
Cooper rushes to the left for a gain of 3 yards.
Looks like they're going to keep the offense out here for this 4th and 4 opportunity. Clock rolling under 66 minutes in this fourth quarter. Cooper takes a snap, rolls out to the right. Looks like he's going to be forced out of bounds just after the 1st down marker as another penalty flag's coming out into the field. Looks like this penalty is going to go against the Mules. They're 6th of the game. Looks like they're setting the field goal team out there. It's going to be a 50-yard attempt here. We were watching him at halftime, watching him before the game, and this kid's definitely got enough leg in this. Even on those PAT attempts, he was plenty of leg on them. The senior, Trace Goodman. Looking to cut the deficit down to 37. Snap, good hold, and that's going to get blocked at the line by the Colonials. Picked up deep. Return man. Runs his pass to 20, breaks it. A huge hit there by the Colonials on the block. This one's definitely coming back for sure after the huge block there by Colonial. What a play there. As we're waiting for this penalty call and that huge hit right there, I just want to take this second here to thank all of you guys that tuned in today. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe, turn on notifications. You know, we hope to be live here for more of these sporting events here as long as we're in limited capacity and all. Also, big thank you to Aaron Chun, who's working a camera up top, doing a ton of work behind the scenes. Big thank you to my producer here, Mr. Peeler. I'm Jack Svita here on the mic. Looks like they're going to call this penalty against the Colonials. Called a blindside block. That huge hit. Definitely going to show up there on his huddle film one of these days. Just 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this game. The Colonials look to just run this clock out towards the end. Looks like they're going to back this all the way up to the Colonials' 12.5-yard line. Colonials hand it up off the middle. Run through a wide open gap there. Bring it in near the 22-yard line. Looks like Brian Dresden is up again. Wanted me to relay the message that Christina is 100 yards short of his record. Although I was able to have a nice moment there talking to Chris's father at the halftime break. And he was shocked to hear about Chris's single half record with rushing yards. So Brian pitches it back to Konechka. Konechka breaks ahead. McLaughlin's own father was pretty shocked to hear his own record. The Colonials are just continuing the drive here, coming up on almost 500 total yards so far today. .230 remaining in this game. Each team with 3 timeouts. Not much of a need to use. As Colonials pitch to the outside again. They're going to get outside the tackles again. Except they're going to pick up another first down. And that clock's going to stay running because of the mercy rule that's currently in place. Clock ticking under 2 minutes. So the Colonials could technically start kneeling it out. Looks like they're just going to continue to assess the defense. Try to give these younger guys some experience. This shortened season, it's really important here to get these guys as much playing time and experience as needed. As Konechka is going to take the handoff out to the left side. It's going to get stopped after a gain of 2. Huge shout out to the band. Did an amazing performance here with the national anthem. Cheerleaders, great as always. And the few but loud Colonials fans that also came out to show today. It's about a quarter capacity, but still sounds like the normal crowd we have out here. That snap's muffed there. So Brian's still going to pick it up and power forward for a gain of 5. Just over 50 seconds left. Bradley calls for about one more offensive play here for the Colonials. They're just going to kneel that one down. Time running out. Looks like that's all we have for today. The Colonials take the 47-7 win.
Congratulations to the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials on that 47-7 victory over the Muhlenberg Mules.
Colonials were able to come out strong in their home opener today. A great performance on both sides of the ball. Mules got up early, got up 7-0 early, The Colonials were able to strike back often. Rattled off 40 unanswered points for the Colonials as they were doing it on offense. They were running inside the tackles, outside the tackles, plenty of pitches. Their special teams was doing great. Even the defense was doing their part. And also one pass completion that went for a 64-yard score to D1 Duran. Colonials, great performance here on all facets of the ball. They're coming back out again next week against William Tennant. The Colonials look to keep their momentum going. They're really building up strong against their 40 unanswered points. Thank you all that watched. Thank you all that stayed and showed up in person. Plenty of joy out here for the Colonials after not even knowing whether or not they were going to get a season. To be able to come out here and win on their first home game since last year. It's great to them. Great experience for them. So the Colonials were able to come out very strong today. So thank you for all that watched. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm Jack Sfida. That's all we have for today. Thank you.